What's going on, y'all? So I know I missed last week. Sorry about that, but I was real busy. Had to get another job. Uh, I tried, basically paying my bills and having money to buy stuff to resell on eBay, but without savings, it just didn't work out. And I didn't quit my last job. The job basically went out of business, so I probably should have been smarter and saved up money, while the going was good. But you always think that things are going to last forever. Next thing you know, the next day it's over with. So I missed last week while I was job searching, found a job. So that's the good news. Um, Now I'm back to working and doing eBay at the same time. On the eBay front, it's been a little slow. They're talking about the summer slowdown, all the other eBay sellers, and I'm like, what slowdown? It's been pretty decent for me. And then it hit. So, I mean, that's the bad part about, relying on reselling is kind of like being, in sales in general. If you don't make any sales, you don't make any money. So, it is what it is. On top of that, I hadn't had any returns in a while, so I knew it was just a matter of time till I ended up getting one, and I ended up getting a bunch all at once. So I guess today, what I'm mainly going to talk about, because I really don't have a plan, I didn't think about what I was going to talk about, but dealing with eBay, the most recent thing that happened. Let's see. Uh, Probably the most recent thing that happened was I had a customer who, like I said, I had a bunch of returns. One of the returns was actually my fault, but it was, I would say, an honest mistake. Basically, I bought, I think, 20 of these little. I'm not even sure exactly what they were. What they were. I think they went to like one of those things that people use for like getting pimples off their faces or something. But it was like a tip, and the filters, like 10 filters with it or whatever. I paid $1 for each one, and they were selling. I sold them the cheapest. I sold, I think, was $17. I originally had them listed for $25, and because they were small, free shipping, a couple of dollars to ship. So I was making a good profit on each one. Problem is I didn't look at them carefully. Some of them were fine tip, some of them were coarse tip, and I really didn't notice it until like the last two. I think I had like two left when this customer returned this one, and basically they returned it because the picture that I took and I had it listed was fine, but this tip was actually coarse. So it was the wrong item. So that was 100% my fault. I say an honest mistake because to me, since I don't deal in that type of item, that's the biggest problem I would say with selling everything is you become an expert in nothing. So, every once in a while I have an item that to me looks like it's in good working condition. I turn it on, I try it, whatever. Or in this case, they all look the same. I don't, go through and see the little details that some of them were fine, some of them were coarse, or maybe just that one was coarse. The other problem I had with the same item was the very first like couple I sold. It might have been the first one, but it was within the first couple that I sold. The customer reached out to me and said that the tip wasn't in there or something like that. So I guess it was missing a piece of it, and I hadn't noticed it. To me, when I looked at all the stacks, they all looked like they were all there. So I sent that customer another one and took care of that. Just deleted one off my quantity of 20. Um, and in this case, customer returned the item. I got it back. And this is the part that I wanted to talk about because everyone gets returns, but this one was a little bit different. So I always do full refunds. I pay for return shipping and everything. Well, some of my items, I'm trying to switch over my items to free shipping. I ran into a problem with that. I might have to do a video on that because I do like the free shipping, but with the heavy items, you can run into problems shipping to places like Puerto Rico and stuff like that. Like, you think California is bad. They have places that are still considered not international shipping, because international shipping is fine. You just ship a couple states over and then they take it from there. But they have a couple places like Puerto Rico, I think Hawaii and Puerto Rico, where basically, depending on where you're at, it can cost you a lot of money to ship. And I had an item that I had to cancel, which I hate canceling items because it would have cost me like 2 to 3 times more than the item sold for just to ship it. Like I sold the item for $20, they wanted like $60 to ship it. I was like, I just can't do that. So you really have to be careful with that free shipping when it comes to the heavier items. But anyways, I digress. The point that I was trying to make was this customer reached out to me and said, "Thank you for the quick response. Thank you for the refund. If you could just refund the shipping." So I'm thinking what they did was they just went and shipped the item back to me on their own, and they didn't print the label that eBay provides that charges me the return shipping. They said no, they did do that. The shipping they're talking about was the shipping they originally paid for the item. So I'm thinking, hold on, something like that I probably had free shipping. So I did my research just like I did before. And that's the thing, is you just have to do your research. I don't think this person was trying to scam me, but basically I did the research, took some screenshots, sent it to him, said, look, this item was listed as free shipping. Plus, if it wasn't listed as free shipping, if there was a shipping, because I do full refund, the the shipping that they paid would have got refunded also. Like it's going to refund if you don't have free shipping and you do full refund. It's going to refund all that. So I explained that to them, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, maybe that was a different item that I bought around the same time that I was thinking of." You are correct. So again, I don't know if they're trying to scam me and just get an extra $4 or $5, out of me, or if it was an honest mistake. But I just wanted to make a video real quick saying be careful that when people do returns, my girlfriend gets sketchy all the time when someone does a return. She's like, "Oh, it was a scam." I'm like, so far, I've been pretty good that I haven't got scammed, and I keep my eyes open. But just be careful, because I had another return real quick that before I end this video, and this one was kind of weird too. So I had a larger item. It cost $20 to ship. Now I sold the item for $60, free shipping. So it was going all the way to Texas, and the customer forgot to put in the numbers for the address in their eBay thing. So the item got returned to me. And the customer was like, and they reached out to me before it came back to me and was like, can you resend this item to this address? So, two things. For one, I only ship items to the address that they have listed in eBay. eBay does allow you to change the address when you go to the shipping part, and I'm sure that's fine. I think I've done that once, but I really try to avoid that. I'd rather just print the label. If you have a different address it wants to go to, change it in eBay, because I don't want them reaching out and being like, "Oh, that wasn't me. Somebody hacked my thing. It went to the wrong place." It just causes a lot of problems to where it's like, if I'd rather just ship it to the address they have listed in eBay. And then the second part of that was it cost me $20 to ship. Just because it's getting returned doesn't mean I get that $20 back. So I explained to them that I'm going to have to charge them that $20 to reship it. Otherwise, it's costing me $40 to ship an item for $60 after eBay fees and everything else, and the money I spent on the item. I might lose money, if not break even, but I can't afford. Even if I could afford, that was their mistake. Why should I pay $20 in shipping fees because of your mistake? So basically, what I did, and the customer was okay with this. Basically, what happened was when I got the item back, I refunded all the money except for the $20 that I paid in shipping. So I refunded them $40. Then I relisted the item for the same price and had them change their address in eBay and then rebuy the item at full price. So that way I didn't lose out on the original shipping. And then I just printed the label out like regular. And that was, I think, a week ago, and I haven't heard back. So I'm pretty sure it's okay. But if for some reason, they have another complaint or something like that, I'll just deal with that and probably just charge them the $20 again. But basically the moral of the story is be wary of how much you're paying for shipping and when people do stuff like that, because that's not on you, that's on them. But anyways, talk to y'all next week. Hope you learned something from this video. If you did learn something, maybe like and subscribe. I'm definitely trying to get more, you know, people watch my videos and stuff. I think I have some good knowledge. I'm still learning, but I'm picking it up. So talk to y'all next week. Later.